The signal was never meant for them. When it first streaked through the void, riding on frequencies older than Earth's first sparks of civilization, it carried an invitation, encoded patterns, mathematical structures, and tones that no human ear could naturally hear. It was designed for a species long intertwined with the galactic order, not for the fledgling race that had only just begun to scatter its satellites like crumbs across its homeworld's orbit. And yet, humanity heard it. The listening post on the far side of Luna caught the faint whispers. At first, analysts dismissed it as background noise. But then came the repeating structures, the undeniable rhythm of intelligent design. Where other species of the galaxy had grown complacent, assuming only their kind could decode the language of the stars, humans took it as a challenge. Dr. Amina Patel, a linguist from New Delhi, stared at the waveforms for weeks. To her, they weren't just signals, they were puzzles begging to be solved. What others saw as meaningless spikes of data, she saw as patterns in music, as sentences hidden in rhythm. And when the first translation came through, she couldn't suppress her laugh. "It's directions," she whispered. "Coordinates. An invitation." The world governments argued. The United Terran Council hesitated. After all, it was clear. This wasn't for them. No prior contact. No acknowledgement of Earth's existence. The invitation belonged to someone else. But humans had never been particularly good at waiting politely. A ship was built in record time. The Odyssey, a patchwork of Earth's best minds and boldest engineering, launched with a crew of 50. They weren't diplomats, not warriors, not priests, just humans who wanted to see what lay at the other end. When they arrived at the coordinates, they expected silence. Instead, they found a station, massive, ancient, and dormant, hanging in the black like the carcass of a god. The crew docked. The doors opened. Inside, the station awoke. Lights flickered, mechanisms groaned, and holographic constructs materialized. They did not resemble humans, nor any Earth species. Instead, they projected images designed for minds not present, beings with 3 sets of eyes, chitinous frames, and symphonies of sound for speech. The constructs stuttered when they registered the humans. "This is not correct," the translation system Amina cobbled together whispered. "You are uninvited." For a moment, the station seemed poised to shut down. Protocols did not account for humans. The signal had been crafted for another race, one that had vanished ages ago. But then humanity did what it always did when told you don't belong. They improvised. Captain Elias Monroe stepped forward, his voice steady. "We received your call. Whoever it was meant for, they didn't answer. But we did. We're here now." The constructs hesitated. Silence stretched like an eternity. And then, the station responded with new sequences of data, challenges that required mathematics, logic, intuition. The tests were never meant for human cognition, but humans solved them, not perfectly, not cleanly, but with stubborn creativity. Where the vanished species had been expected to follow one rigid path, humans carved 3 alternatives and brute-forced a 4th. Systems designed to measure worthiness through elegant precision instead encountered the chaos of human problem-solving. And somehow, it worked. Days turned into weeks. The station revealed itself not as a monument, but as a key. It was the first gateway in a network of ancient transit nodes, scattered across the galaxy, left behind by an empire that had perished long before humanity's first fire. Whoever activated the first gate was to inherit the network, the knowledge, the power. When the final test ended, the construct spoke once more. "You are not who was meant to come, and yet you have succeeded. The signal was not for you, but you answered anyway." Elias smiled grimly. "That's humanity for you. We don't wait for permission." The station pulsed, the gate came alive, and a path to the stars unfolded before them. Far across the galaxy, ancient species stirred as sensors detected the activation. They had ignored Earth as primitive, inconsequential. Now, the Deathworlders had claimed something priceless. And so, humanity stepped forward, uninvited guests at a galactic table. But they weren't afraid. They had answered a call never meant for them, and in doing so, announced to the galaxy that humans had arrived. And they never intended to leave quietly.